I'm afraid if you're an Xbox fan, after this video, you're not gonna be strong and independent, because previously, man, the Sony ponies, they went into coma. A lot of the Sony ponies caught herpes after hearing the news, and right now the bots are actually going into coma. Let me actually show you this. Drop a thumbs up, subscribe if you're new, because we're talking about season 30, bruh. And there's a video I want to show you as well, because UK government published latest documents on inquiry into Microsoft plus ABK. I mean, Bomba! At this point, my man, for the love of God, either accept the deal or just deny the deal. It's been months and months. My guy, if I was in China, I would have accepted. I would have gotten this deal within 2 hours. But apparently, they say acquisition could cause harm to competition because of vast cloud resources plus states. Microsoft has previously acquired companies, said their games will be on all platforms, then change once the deal's closed. If you're an Xbox fan, I want you to go off right now. If you're a Sony pony, stop doing helicopters with your release, because there's a video I want to show you. Drop a thumbs up, subscribe.
So the battle between Microsoft and Sony over this Activision Blizzard deal just continues to rage on. And most recently, we had some documents that were published in the UK with the CMA, who is taking a pretty serious look into this acquisition. And
one in the chat, if you think that they're gonna be able to stop the deal, too, if you think it's not gonna. My guy, if the deal gets stopped though, that's gonna be insane. It's gonna officially start WW6.
Effects it would have on the market when it comes to a competitive standpoint. And today I wanted to take a look at one part of this, and then also the overall landscape here, especially with Sony, and the biggest reason why they are fighting tooth and nail to stop this acquisition. Guys, if you enjoy these videos, make sure you hit that like button. Helps it a ton.
Drop a thumbs up, subscribe if you're new.
Head over here. This is posted up over on the service.gov.uk website. This is like a 70-page document.
70-page? Bro, my guy, ain't nobody got time for that, man.
From the CMA detailing all aspects of this acquisition. And there is some feedback from, say, Sony around what they are concerned about, we'll say, with this whole thing. But because the CMA is able to request documents and look over everything, they have quite a bit of information from Activision Blizzard when it comes to the effects that Call of Duty
after this, I'm not sure if Sony will be #1 or not, man.
Have had on, say, the PlayStation brand, which we know Sony, about 6 years ago, it was 2015, it was Black Ops 3. Sony aligned its PlayStation brand with the Call of Duty franchise, and they've been leveraging that ever since. And it's
massive mistake on Sony parts or not, because I feel like that if they still had Resistance, SOCOM, Killzone, they would have been in a better place, and they wouldn't have been like really like weak and dependent on Call of Duty. And Microsoft, if they get it, they will be like, yo, we're strong and independent, and let's be real, Microsoft will be very strong once they actually gets the acquisition. But if they don't get it, they're also gonna be very weak and dependent.
Worked really well. In fact, we can see in the documents here, they say one Activision Blizzard internal document shows that they redacted quite a bit of stuff. Any of the parties can basically request redaction if it's hard internal numbers, for example, or just some maybe some company-wide secrets or things they don't want out there necessarily. But it does show that another Activision Blizzard internal document shows that Activision's content played a pivotal role in the success of PlayStation and would continue to do so. The document explains,
oh wow,
is a 6-year COD partnership between Sony and Activision helped to increase the PlayStation 4's console share from Redacted and Activision Blizzard.
Be honest, chat. Be honest. Put your Sony pony bias aside. Put your bots bias aside. If you bought PlayStation, why did you buy it? Was it really because of Call of Duty you bought that? Was it really because of the exclusivity deals?
Content drove around Redacted PlayStation Plus engagement since the launch of the PlayStation 4, concluding that Activision Blizzard can have a large impact on Sony's gaming business in the next generation, which that seems to be one of the biggest things that I would say PlayStation and Jim Ryan are concerned about, since we heard that Phil Spencer offered essentially up until the end of this generation, 2027, to where COD
they are very worried. They are gonna be very weak and dependent if Call of Duty flies away, man. Damn, again, the fact that UK comes out and says this is wild. This is wild to me. The fact that they say that Microsoft has previously acquired companies, said their games will be on all platforms, then change it once the deal. Once the deal closed. I mean, my guy, what company you think they're talking about right now? I'm assuming they're talking about Bethesda, because yeah, Elder Scrolls 6. I'm personally not into Bethesda games. I could give a damn about that. But there are a lot of people that are like, hey man, I'm not gonna be strong and independent if Elder Scrolls 6 stays on Xbox. But the bots are like, hey, get Xbox, loser. Sony ponies and bots, they can never come together as one. And I'm saying, I mean, damn, bro. Like, they don't even give a damn about you, man. The day you die, they're gonna be sad they lost $60-70 that they could have made off of you every single year, my guy. Like, they don't give a damn, man. You need to wake up.
Release on PlayStation alongside of Xbox in parity, so there wouldn't be any differences in terms of content or anything there. But if we take a look at, I guess, some of the things that Sony brought up, and it's being listed as basically demands that they have.
Ole, 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 ole. If the deal gets canceled, listen, man, I personally don't care, okay? Like, I'm thankfully very grateful. Shout out to you, man. I'm in a really good place. If Call of Duty ever becomes exclusive on Xbox, I will get an Xbox, right? I got RTX 40 billion. I bought it just so I could render videos faster for you. Yeah, you can make fun of me in the chat right now. Yeah, how dare you actually buy RTX 3090 for rendering videos? You should have been playing, but I mean, damn, man, I need to render videos faster, okay? But listen, man, what I'm saying here is that a lot of people will suffer. That's basically the massive point, because once it is acquired by Xbox, they can do whatever they want with it. They can make it exclusive like 6 years from now, 7 years from now, 3 years from now. I mean, these are rough numbers that are thrown around that it's gonna become exclusive eventually. And if it does, yep, if you're someone that loves PlayStation, or let's just say if you're someone that bought a console and then it turns out you bought a wrong piece of plastic, right? You're not even about like PlayStation gang, you're not even about like Xbox gang, you don't even give a damn about that stuff. You just want to play, right? And you just bought a console where your friends are. All of a sudden you realize like Call of Duty, the game you wanna play every single year, is not gonna be on your platform. That's gonna be.
This is over on Forbes from Paul Tassi, who pointed this out. From Sony, Microsoft will be able to give the Xbox version of Call of Duty extra content, which the thing with this is that's essentially what Sony is doing now, where they are doing timed exclusive content, or some just exclusive, for Call of Duty, and then they put the only on PlayStation logo on the box.
Jim Ryan be like, wrong.
And these different things for maybe extra missions or maps, or that kind of stuff, right?
Say a 1 year exclusive mode, which I don't even give a damn about, but it looks really, really pathetic. It's hypocrisy 101. The fact that PlayStation really made 1 year exclusive modes for like Modern Warfare 2019. You remember the survival mode? And let me tell you this, man, I'm a massive Modern Warfare 3 survival. I love that, and I really wanted that to be good in Modern Warfare 19, and guess what? They came out and it was shiza. It was utter shiza. Like, ask that to the Sony ponies, man. Ask that to the Modern Warfare 3 people that enjoy the survival and that try to play that Modern Warfare 19 survival. It was a night and day difference. It wasn't even that good, but the fact that Sony made that 1 year exclusive for PlayStation, it just looks bad. And obviously a year later when Xbox got it, we were like, okay, 1 year later, get more, okay? And then they played it and they didn't even fire dopamine, you know what I mean?
Microsoft could give the Xbox version of Call of Duty better performance somehow on Xbox hardware. I mean, sure, they could. They could have the PS5 drop frames here and there mysteriously, and the Xbox version is just a rock solid 60, or who knows, maybe they push the Xbox version up to 120 and then they leave the PS5 version at 60. I'm sure there are things that...
Yo, imagine they do that, and Sony literally came out and they were like, yo, if you make that happen, where that was Jim Ryan, basically. I'm just trying to make that Jim Ryan impersonation, know what I'm saying? But Jim Ryan was legitimately telling Microsoft that you do not make any improvements, enhancements, massive significant improvements on Xbox. If you want the deal, you don't put it on Game Pass. This is why, like, we have this massive drama, man,
that could happen accidentally in development to make sure the Xbox version plays better. They say Microsoft could offer a range of attractive incentives about Call of Duty through Xbox Game Pass, whether that's bonus features or modes, or presumably the idea they'd
Thank you for subscribing, love you.
For the game itself through Game Pass, which they obviously plan to. I think that is a serious concern for Sony right now, because if Call of Duty is part of Game Pass and it just goes into that, then, I mean, there's probably going to be a lot of people that look around and go, oh, why don't I just get Game Pass and move over to Xbox? In fact, that's
100%, 100%, 110%. And Game Pass, $15 a month, bro. It's a really good deal. I don't even understand why people are like yeah, it's not a good deal. It's not a good deal. Put your Sony Pony bias aside. Put your bot bias aside. I play on Sony Pony. I don't even have Game Pass. I know, crazy, shocking.
Oh my god.
I know, shocking, shocking, right? But I don't have it. I don't have it, and I don't find the need to get it right now because I don't even get time. I'm just making YouTube videos, like keeping up with life and trying to exercise. I barely get time for that. The only games I play is Call of Duty, and right now I'm not even playing that. Call of Duty and GTA, yeah, man, you can you can make fun of me in the chat, but man, there aren't any games coming out. God of War is coming out. I'm actually hyped for that. Strong and independent. Very strong and independent. I will be playing Call of Duty Modern Warfare 2, but let's keep a $150, man. If Call of Duty goes on Game Pass, $15, very good deal. But if you're someone that's only gonna play Call of Duty and you're not gonna play like any other game, then yeah, you don't want to buy Game Pass, right? You just want to buy the game for $70, because if you buy Game Pass for $15 a month, after 5 months, 6 months, it's gonna break even. It's gonna be a little bit more expensive than $70. And if you want to play Call of Duty for a year long and that's the only game you want to play, then Game Pass will almost be $120 a year, and you know, you could have got that game for $70. But in a way, it depends on your goals. If your goals are like you want to be strong and independent and you want to play like hundreds and hundreds of games, thousands and thousands of games, then it makes sense to get that Game Pass for $15. Otherwise, get the game for $70.
Well, if it's releases on both platforms in parity, but Microsoft has the marketing and the Game Pass submission, so it just goes right in there and you just download it, that would be enough to get people to move from PlayStation to Xbox. Sony genuinely believes that, which really comes back to one of the biggest things that Sony is concerned about here with Call of Duty. It's really...
What if they don't even believe that, but it's just that they don't want the deal going through, because it would surely affect them. But I would like to believe that they believe that, right? And that's the crazy part, man. This is why I was like, guys, like, you think that did you really buy PlayStation for Call of Duty? I'm not sure, man. Majority of the people, they only play GTA, 2K games, and Call of Duty.
Basically take the market, like, completely. And it's something that we can see happen over the course of the past 6 years. If you remember with the PlayStation 4, when it first came out, there was some backlash because PlayStation Plus was required to play online. The PS3, it wasn't. It was just kind of an additional like benefits and games that you would get each month. You get that now, but at the time with the PS3, you could still play online without having to pay a monthly or yearly fee for PlayStation Plus. But with the PS4, that went away and it was required. So what Sony had to
I miss the days, man. PlayStation 3 online was so fire, man. It was free, man. It was free. Even though they got hacked, even though I couldn't play online for a solid month, I still miss that, man. I still loved it, hands down. I would love to go back to the free online, man.
Do, and I mean, it makes sense. They had to look around for ways to get people involved with PlayStation Plus, which means they had to find a way to advertise and bring engagement for a multiplayer game, multiplayer series. Microsoft had great success with Call of Duty on the Xbox 360, and if you remember, they had shown off a Call of Duty game during the Xbox One presentation. I remember like zoomed in on the dog, and they're like, look how great the character...
Call of Duty Ghost. It was Call of Duty Ghost, the fish AI, the doggo. It's gonna be your companion. The dog is gonna be companion. We look at our fish AI. Yeah, man, they were actually
models looking, all these different things. But with Black Ops 3, Sony got the marketing and aligned it with their brand, which, if we take a look at the PlayStation Plus subscriber numbers, we can go all the way back to, here's October 2014. It wasn't until the following year, and essentially midway through, that we started to get news that Call of Duty was going to be this PlayStation-aligned thing, as they were going to work to have exclusive maps, modes, different things there, and obviously the PlayStation logo. And you can see the jump.
Damn. Yeah, man. Yeah, March 16th. That's when like DLCs were coming out for Black Ops 3. Bro, I missed the Black Ops 3 days.
From January 15, 2015 to March 2016. There's a gap here, yes, but right in there is when Black Ops 3 came out. And the rest is history. You can see a massive push for PlayStation Plus subscribers, which has kind of leveled off. Now, I will say some of this just has to do with the PlayStation 4 doing well overall. However, just based on some of the documents that were published by the CMA going back and forth with Sony, Activision.
It's a factor of multiple things, right? It's not just Call of Duty alone. Who am I to say Sony is Wrong. Who are you to say Sony is wrong? I mean, they're wrong, right? Like, but listen, man, what I'm trying to say here is that we can sit here, we can talk opinions, and we can talk about it like how it will not affect Sony or how it will affect Sony. The fact that they are the ones saying that it will affect us, I mean, they have the numbers, they got the data, they know that Call of Duty is a massive console seller. It's a massive PlayStation Plus mover, right?
Activision and Microsoft. Seems like a lot of credit has been given to Call of Duty, which makes sense. It's the best-selling game like every single year for the most part, especially in the US where Sony is working to focus more and more. So yeah, you'll line that with your brand, and a lot of people who maybe buy 1 or 2 games every year, like Call of Duty, Madden, or FIFA, they're probably going to
see what I'm saying? That's basically the gamers. That's the casual toxic gamers. I know some of you like, yo, no, it's not the casual gamers. It's the toxic gamers. Toxic and problematic. I'm telling you, man, most of the gamers, mostly casual gamers, and I feel like that I'm part of that group too, and it's sad, bro. I want to play different game. Where is GTA 6? We're hearing that it's going to get revealed soon. Let's hope it gets revealed. But most of the gamers, NBA games, Call of Duty, GTA, Fortnite, FIFA, Madden, and that's it. People always complain about Call of Duty being the same every year. People complain about FIFA, surprise mechanics, strong and independent. People complain like Shiza. Madden as well. People complain about people complain about Madden, but people buy the same games. Why is that? Because people are addicted. People are hooked on that. Same game every year. Same game every year. I would say Call of Duty is still like trying a little bit. I know most of you are like wrong. Bruh. Skizzle, you're wrong. But Call of Duty, I would like to assume, and I played that game, I would like to assume that Call of Duty is still a little bit better than FIFA, Madden, and what. Now, I know that's gonna be like, hey, Skizzle, stop being toxic and problematic. But I mean, damn. I'm just talking about the room temperature.
Sign up for a PlayStation Plus subscription and buy your system. And if you remember, we're hearing more and more about how the focus currently is on engagement and the subscription numbers.
Engagement, money.
Sony has made a push, even though their premium PlayStation Plus service is kind of lacking right now. Their extra tier is very good, with a lot of games going in there, and then their essential tier allows you to play online. But if Call of Duty becomes something that's more marketed by Microsoft and becomes synonymous with the Xbox logo and all of this, that probably will work to swing some of the momentum back to Microsoft with their Xbox and Game Pass.
Yeah, a lot of the ponies will go into coma, man.
Bruh. Even if they kept putting it on PlayStation. And that is essentially the biggest thing that Sony is concerned about, is that they will actually lose PlayStation Plus subscribers, because right now everything is about engagement, keeping people within your ecosystem. Also, something else to consider here with some Microsoft games like Minecraft, you actually sign into a Microsoft account in order to play online with people who are on non-PlayStation devices, Android, iOS, Switch, Xbox, and so on there.
Damn, man, that is wild. I do know for the fact that some would be like, yo, I would never touch a Microsoft account. Yo, how dare you actually make a sign up for a Microsoft account? That is crazy.
There's also a possibility that Microsoft could be bolstering their own numbers by having you use a Microsoft account for crossplay in Call of Duty going forward, which I'm sure Sony wouldn't be very excited to have that flipped on them either. So yes, while it all boils down to money, go figure, these are corporations fighting back and forth, I think there is long-term concern around this, because Sony did spend the last 6 years or so working with Activision and Call of Duty to help bolster their overall subscription.
They have been in bed with them for 6 years, and the thought of just Call of Duty receiving another RTX 3090, they just don't want that, right? Like, it's a tough relationship right now. It's very strong and independent relationship, right? Like, they don't want the Call of Duty chick, they don't want the baddie getting down with another RTX 3090. They don't like that. They don't like that, you know what I'm saying?
Numbers in their PlayStation ecosystem. And yeah, that could be turned right around on them. I think that's the biggest issue here, especially with the idea of the next generation, which is brought up in those CMA documents. When the PlayStation 7 and whatever Microsoft calls their next Xbox is ready to go, there's a chance that Call of Duty isn't even on PlayStation then. It's very possible. I mean, things change rapidly in the gaming world, so to think that 5 or 6 years from now will look exactly the same as it does currently, it's hard to.
That's a massive concern right now, because yeah, for now they're not gonna make it exclusive. They're gonna be losing a lot of money. But when the next Xbox comes out, that's when they can go ahead and be like, hey man, we're gonna tell everybody, okay, buy Xbox first and play Call of Duty first on only on Xbox and PC, but they're gonna market Xbox only because they're gonna have a new Xbox. It makes a whole lot of sense.
Believe that. So interesting stuff here though from Sony and Microsoft with the CMA, a very large document. Check it out if you're interested, because there is quite a bit of information.
Nah, ain't nobody got time for that, man. But click on this video on the screen, because apparently you're not gonna be able to play Call of Duty if you attach that. So click on it and you will see what